Good evening, guys. Good evening. Welcome to the late night chat, and I am delighted to have back with me the one and only Taryn from BBK Sports. You know what he's all about, people. You've seen him about. He's the one and only BBK Sports. If you haven't come across Taryn, then I suggest you do. He's doing some great stuff, and make sure that you subscribe. And obviously, make sure that you are making sure that you are subscribing to this man, because he puts some good content out there. But welcome everyone to Late Night Chat. Taryn, thank you for coming on board, my friend. And how you doing? Is it all good?
Yeah, I am well, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for that intro. Thank you for the invite. Always a pleasure to speak with you. Always a pleasure to hear from you, whether it's on here or you're on other panels and such. The message is consistent, which is what I can appreciate, because not every Arsenal content creator does that. Their opinions change from panel to panel to platform to platform.
Yeah.
So yeah, I appreciate that the work that you put in
For
the people who hold the standards of the football club at a high level, man. So yeah, thank you for having me. Big up to the chat, and let's do it.
Yeah, no, facts, my friend, facts. No, I just want to chat about what's your opinion. I mean, obviously we've touched on the Aston Villa game, but I've not had your opinion on it. So a couple of things really.
Mm-hmm.
Is that worrying you going forward? Because I said we've got big festive games coming up. Have we really got the players from what you've seen against Aston Villa? Have we really got what it takes to get over the line? What's your opinion on it, my friend?
As far as the Villa game was the first fixture this season that I didn't predict us to win. I didn't think we had enough to win that game. Villa Park is always, and obviously we weren't going to win every game, but this is one that I thought we would have dropped points in Villa away, and they were up for it. It seems like they were up for it. Tactical masterclass from Unai Emery again. We've seen him have bad performances. We've seen him go to Anfield and do craziness, but I knew that he was going to have a tactical masterclass against us. Because let's be honest, when you have a special type of fire or burn inside you for an employer who fired you,
Exactly.
In the back of his head, he is thinking, if these men had kept me, gave me 6 years and backed me the way they've backed Mikel, I probably would still be at Arsenal Football Club with a couple of trophies. Because the very first try I had at the Europa League went to a final. I only had one crack at it. Mikel had 3 cracks at it, and I had to go to the Emirates with Villarreal and knock him out and go on to win the competition. I think he would have won one of the cups. And I don't think, obviously I can't prove this, but I don't believe that he would have lost all 3 title races. Maybe not won all 3 of them. Maybe not even 2, but at least one of them I think he would have gotten over the line, because he is an experienced manager. And it showed against Villa, because they started to play out from the back in the beginning of the game, trying to draw us in, and then they went long. Their midfield was dominant, and we weren't up for it. And if you look, we've been calling for rotation for the longest, DJ. And I don't know, not even this game. The game before that, the Brentford game, there was a shot of Declan Rice at the 61-minute mark. Was knackered. He had his hands on his hips, blowing hard, the universal symbol of I'm tired. And he may not have even felt anything in this cap, but he just had too much pride to ask for a sub. So he just went down with a cap and said, hey, just get me off here. But I think Unai Emery tactically outdone us at Villa Park, as he has done Mikel more times than not. I think they were up for it, tactical masterclass, and they deserved to win on the run of play for the day. It was one team. If there was one team that was going to win that game, it was them. We would have been lucky to get out of there with a draw.
100%, 100%. They tactically got it right. He overloaded the midfield, and we just couldn't compete. I mean, first half for me was a little bit poor, really. If I'm being honest with you, the captain was brought back in, shoehorned in, and Eze out on the left. Now, if you're Eze, you're getting really confused about your role in this football club. What's your whole kind of thing so far on Eze? Because on the whole, I've been a little bit disappointed, Taryn. I've seen the Eze show up against Spurs, but then most players showed up against Spurs. They were poor, and even Spurs fans will admit that. But again, he's been put out on the left as a left wing back. And I mean, what is your opinion on Eze, Taron? Because is it the player or is it down to the manager again, the way he's managing certain players?
Well, I look at I look at the squad as a whole, and I look at most of the attacking players, how they performed before they got to us. And I just think there's a common denominator here, that we have a guy that scored over 100 goals over the past 3 seasons. He comes to Arsenal, doesn't look like he can score goals in Gyökeres. We've seen Oliver Glasner get the best out of this guy, playing in a position that he fits best. And for some reason, it seems as though Mikel Arteta doesn't like to play them together, because Eze gets hooked at halftime, he brings on Gyökeres. Now, Gyökeres is on the pitch with only one guy who can really make that pass if he is on, and that's Odegaard. And that's a big if, because he hasn't been on in like 2 years. Now, if you're going to have Gyökeres on the pitch, it behooves you to play 2 people who can get him the ball. Kind of like how Oliver Glasner used Mateta, and Eze and Sarr are charged with getting him the ball, because that's when he is best. Because he is not this fit, nor has he ever pretended to be this link-up type, finesse type of striker. He's always been play me through, running on to goal. That's what Gyökeres is best at. But as far as Eze goes, the player is there. We've seen his quality. We're not going to take these 3 months. We have 5 years of footage of this guy playing well in the Premier League. And without him, essentially, we're 2 points clear of Man City. He came on and saved us a point against the same Man City, and he won us the game against Crystal Palace and had a hat-trick against Spurs. So without him, we're not on top of the league right now, even with a 2-point margin. So the player is there, and I really believe that part of him wants to be flary, part of him wants to express himself, but he knows that Mikel doesn't fancy him to begin with. And if he knows that if he does exactly what Mikel says, he won't play. And if he does not play, Thomas Tuchel does not call him this summer. So he is between a rock and a hard place, where he has to do what Mikel says in order to get those minutes so he can go to the World Cup, because the middle of the park is stacked with creative players, with Foden, and Grealish off the left, and all these other players who can take his spot. So he's very aware of what he needs to do. But there's a player there. He has a lot more to give us, but I really think the manager is holding him back, to be completely honest.
This is it. And this is our worry. And this is what he's done in the past, isn't he? This is what he's done in the past. He's held back players. You look at the attacking players we've had under this manager, over the years, and he's not really got the best out of any of them. And I've been saying it for ages now. Our attacking final third this season, our attacking play, has been really disappointing. It's been bitty. You've had moments of brilliance, and then you've had lots and lots of phases of bad performances. So I'm going to go the other side now. I mean, I never thought Trossard would be our most influential attacker, when there was one point he didn't even want to be at the club, Taron, and there's another point where Arsenal fans were quite happy to sell him in the summer. And if the offer would have come in, we would have got rid of him, because he was earmarked to be sold. So he's been one of our best attacking players. And then I look onto the right-hand side, and I'm hearing Saka's world class. That's the question that's what I keep getting asked. Do you think Saka's world class? Saka is world class. But I'm not seeing the Saka this season. In fact, I've not really seen the Saka since he came back from injury. What's your opinion on the Trossard thing on the left and the Saka on the right? Are you disappointed with him, or do you think he's doing okay?
I am disappointed in Saka. It seems like he is he's hearing the noise, about his GA. Because all of a sudden I'm seeing Saka shoot when he should pass when he's to shoot. It's almost like he's forcing it, right? Trossard, I was a bit hesitant in the summer, and I that was heightened when I heard that we're giving him a bumper contract without more years. We're just giving him a pay raise, like based on what? It's not like he's been overperforming the contract he was already on.
Exactly.
And part of that annoyed me to the point where I did not want to get to January, and then they tell us, well, we don't have any money to go get a new player or a new left winger. Well, you had money to give Raya a bumper contract and Trossard a bumper contract. All of a sudden, we're out of money. That doesn't run. But I do think Saka has underperformed this season. Now, the good thing and the silver lining in all of this, in years past, if Saka played below his level, we'd typically lose games. And in many games this season that he hasn't performed to the level, and other guys, to include Trossard, has stepped in and has done well. But yeah, Saka has definitely underperformed this season. And this was the season I was expecting him to kick on and get to that 20 goals, not 20 GA, but give us 20 goals. Because I do believe if he gives us 20
But that's
goals,
where he should be, Taron, isn't it? By now. That's where he should be.
Yep. So, and this is the thing. Now that our defense, our two center backs, or two of the best center backs in the league, two of the best center backs in Europe are out, all of a sudden Mikel is presented with this opportunity where now you have to show us that you can coach an attack. Because all of us, you can't do the 1-0 thing now and invite pressure onto Hincapié and Timber at center back or Calafiore. Your best defense is injured, it's hampered right now. But there are other ways to go win games, right? You can beat a team 3-2, 4-3, or 5-4 like Man City just did to Fulham. You will have to rely on Eze, these same people that you have maligned and pulled out your starting lineup to put your favorites back in. You're going to have to rely on these guys to win you games, because we can't just score 1 goal and lock up shop now. That is a recipe for disaster. Trying to lock up shop is how we drop points at the Stadium of Light. Is how we drop points when we score the equalizer versus Chelsea. I didn't think we really went into that game trying to put belt to butt for the final 30 minutes. I think if anyone looked like they were going to score in the end, was 10-man Chelsea. So I want to see us put our attacking impetus on teams because we have the attacking players to do it.
100%. And I mean that leads me to Gyökeres because I've got to be honest. I've been critical of Gyökeres, but then I'm not blaming Gyökeres again. And I know people keep saying, "Oh, he's digging out the manager again. He's digging out the manager again." But the facts don't lie. This man's like 97 goals around Europe, and he's come to Arsenal. And the minutes he's had, all right, I know he's had injuries and that, but when I've seen him play, he looks a really put up. I nicknamed him the Andy Carroll of Arsenal. He looks a really kind of, he's just not there for me. Yeah. And there's signs there, and although people don't like to hear it, there's signs there that you can tell this manager didn't want Gyökeres. He don't quite know what to do with him and how to play him. With Mourinho, he knows what to do. Get in the box, hang around on that kind of, drift in. We'll get a cross in, get on the end of it. But with Gyökeres, he don't quite know how to handle him. Perhaps that's why he wanted Sesko. I don't know, because he fits the bill. What are you saying on the Gyökeres side of things?
Yeah, Gyökeres, he has failed he has yet to impress me to the order that I was expecting him to be. Now, I was expecting a drop off. I was expecting. I didn't expect him to come score 52 Premier League goals.
No. I mean, there was Arsenal fans saying 30 odd goals a season and all of this. No.
Yeah,
that wasn't going to happen.
I expected a drop off, and I was saying 18 to 22 goals. If we got that from Gyökeres, that probably wins us the Premier League because I was expecting better output from Saka, and Trossard is going to give us what he's going to give us. But Gyökeres, he never pretended to be a certain type of striker. We knew his profile, right? He needs the ball played through on goal for him. That's when he is best. This back to goal, hold up play, that type of stuff. No, we already had that in the squad in Marino and Havertz, even Jesus to an extent. But we know what these guys' qualities are. And again, it's incumbent upon the coach to maximize those qualities because the qualities are there. You do not score 100 goals in 2.5 years without some kind of quality. But we have to maximize his potential and his strengths. And I'm not sure that Mikel knows how to do that because he's yet to show us. And the one run of form that he got, against Burnley, unfortunately, he picked up an injury. But that's because he's doing way too much running that he's not used to doing in the league that's much more physical. So again, they can say that you're digging out the manager, but this is what you get paid 15.6 million a year to do, Mikel. You have to figure these things out. If everything is going well and you just stand on the sideline and fold your arms, then anyone can do that. But you make your money when things are going wrong. You are charged to fix it.
Facts.
And he owes us that solution.
Yeah, 100%. And he's got to get the solution right because, as I said, there's fixtures coming up thick and fast. We've got players injured. Even today now, Declan Rice has not travelled apparently, so he's not even included in the squad. Apparently, he didn't train today. Now, with the Declan Rice thing, do you think Arteta's listened to outside noises, or do you think he's made that decision himself? Was he going to make that decision? Because I believe that if the pressure wasn't hyped, if the pressure wasn't hyped up and questions weren't being asked about injuries and squad rotation and tiredness and all that, I still believe he would have took him and played him today, tonight, Bruges. I think he would have played him. So, what's your opinion on Rice? Do you think he's going to get rested again? Well, he's going to get rested against Bruges, but do you think he's going to get rested again against Wolves? Or do you think he'll have one rest and that's it, back in against Wolves?
He has to rest him against Wolves. If you can't, it's first versus worst. If you cannot rest him against Wolves, then be prepared to Declan to pull up at some point during the season because he'll never get any rest. Surely we can't expect him to play 38 games. And this is on the back of him playing heavy minutes last year for club and country. And this is the thing. I looked up his minutes. He's played almost 1,400 minutes, right? The thing is, not all minutes are created equal, right? Declan Rice's minutes versus David Raya's minutes or a striker's minutes are completely different. His minutes are taxing because he has set a bar at a certain level. And I'm glad that he didn't go to Club Brugge. And the question that about him listening to outside noise, he has to, because if he takes him to Belgium and then Declan Rice pulls up, then he will have to answer those questions, especially when Christian Norgard is fit and on the bench and available. Now, I hear this noise about, well, Norgard is in the squad to deputize Zubimendi or replace Zubimendi, and I don't want to hear that because there is a formation of football where you play 2 6s. That what's this idea that we have to play a 6, an 8, and a 10 and all this? No, you can play 2. Some games will call for it where you have 2 DMs and you play a floating 10 like a Eze in front of them, solidify your back line, and you have Eze, your wingers, and your striker as your outlet. So again, coaching schemes, patterns, all comes back down to him. Yeah, we should be rotating. They have 2 points. If we can, if not now, when? They're historically bad. Like the team that we put out in the EFL Cup should beat these lot.
Facts.
And we're gonna have 68 to 72% possession of the ball. You'll be okay with 1-6. Now you can play as the and your captain together and let him get some match rhythm. Because I mean, I hate to disagree with the legend that is Martin Keown, but I don't think he was nowhere near man of the match performance levels against Villa on Sunday. So he needs some sharpness. So if he can't find it against Wolves, Gyökeres and all these men can't find it against Wolves, more questions will have to be asked. We just see Manchester United put 4 past these men with ease.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Wolves game coming up. I mean, you can't get a better fixture, can you, after the Villa game? Can you imagine if we'd have had another away game at Bournemouth, or if we'd have had Everton away, who we've got later on? So we've got a chance to bounce back and just get a little bit of confidence back in the team and, get some of the fans, it's all right, it's okay. But listen, we know what's around the corner, Taron, don't we? Yeah, we'll bounce back against Wolves, hopefully. It's not a gimme. We'll bounce back against Wolves. But when you talk about changes, and big up to everyone in the chat. I'm really, we've got 32 locked in. Lynch is in here. Bab the Ripper. We're all in here. Puny, everyone's in. Thank you very much. The Binks, Prome's in as well. So make sure that you are subbing to my man Taron. You probably already do. If you haven't, why not? It don't cost nothing. And if you haven't subbed to me and you're new and you've come across me, then have a little sub. And welcome to everyone. I hope you're all well. Yeah, I mean, can you see the can you see the Brentford El Neni playing against Wolves? Norgard?
Yeah.
Where's he been? Where's he been? Why did we sign him?
Yeah, I asked the question, what was the point of signing Norgard after the Brentford game? Like, okay, this is his former team. It's not like Thomas Frank is there, who was his former manager that could have exploited him. And they had rotated. They had rotated their team as well. His former team, they're nowhere near the top levels. But surely, if you are Christian Norgard and then you look at this game coming up and you don't get any minutes there, then you're all of a sudden you and Ethan and MLS all of a sudden they form their own little WhatsApp group. Castaways. And
what am I doing here? What am I doing here? WhatsApp group.
Yeah, he has to play. Because the thing is, we're already missing Gabriel, who gets on the end of Declan Rice's deliveries from the set pieces. If Declan Rice goes down, like the Gabriel injury was critical. It's a terrible miss, but a Declan Rice injury will be catastrophic to our season. And I don't want, and I don't want to give these men any excuses, because the season of no excuses includes injuries, especially injuries that are self-inflicted by the manager by overplaying players. Because these are all muscular injuries.
Absolutely. Now, apparently, Declan Rice is off with fatigue. Apparently, that's what I've read. I was trying to get it up, but I've got problems with me. I don't know. I've got problems with my files at the moment. It just won't upload. But apparently, it's not an injury; it's fatigue, and he's not needed and stuff like that. Now,
who knew?
Fatigue. I mean, that just tells you everything, doesn't it? I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. And what I can't understand, and I've said it, you know, I can't understand why he was playing 90 odd minutes against Spurs when we're 3-0 up and cruising against a Spurs team that didn't show any ambition to win the game anyway when it was 0-0, let alone when we're 3-0 up. And I remember sitting there, Taron, and going, right, 3-0 up, get Rice off. No, and he's on. I think he took Zubamendi off. I can't remember. I think Zubamendi was the change. So he's had what I'm trying to say is, you can't make excuses. And I don't want to hear, oh, see, this manager's rested players. I don't know what you're talking about. This has been forced upon him again because of his lack of squad rotation and his nous of squad rotation. So the Declan Rice, I don't want him to take all the praise for, see, he's rested him, he's learned. No, he hasn't. He's been forced into resting him. Why does he do it? And is he going to learn? Because I can see it happening further down the line as well.
Yeah, it's baffling to me. So, for example, his master, right, the guy that he learned from, supposedly learned from, because the guy that he learns from plays attacking football. But Pep, right? Pep Guardiola, right? If you look at the Fulham game when they beat them 5-4, they were up 5-1, right? And then Pep takes up Nico Gonzalez. Is loaned in because obviously Rodri's coming back from an ACL and Nico Gonzalez is playing heavy minutes.
Taron, interrupting you. Pep at the weekend against Sunderland took off Foden.
Yep. And this is the thing,
he takes them off.
He takes off Gonzalez in the Fulham game. Then they proceed to concede 3 goals. That's how important that he knows that this guy is. So he takes him off at the hour mark to protect him for the weekend. And at the weekend, Man City looked fresh and blitzed Sunderland 3-0. The team that went to Anfield and took a point, and the team that took a point from us. They were a good team, newly promoted, but they were a very good team. But Pep is very good at this rotating. I remember a couple of seasons ago in a run-in, in a must-win game away at Everton, Pep Guardiola had Kevin De Bruyne on the bench. He started a midfield of Gundogan, Rodri, and Bernardo Silva. And then at the business end of the season, these guys are fresh and ready to go. Arteta just seems to... There's a very good case that can be made that the manager who gets the rotation schemes right for their players will win this Premier League in the end. Because 100%. one is gonna get their rotation 100%. Schemes right and have guys fit and ready to go, and one is gonna have a bunch of injuries as an excuse as to why they couldn't compete. And I for some reason, I think the guy with the excuses is going to be the guy that manages our football club. But there is no reason for Declan Rice to be playing all these minutes in these meaningless games. And if we played a different brand of football where we can be 5-1 up on a team, then you can rotate that way. Then you can start him every game if you want to, if he's only playing an hour.
Yeah, absolutely.
But most of our games are squeaky bum 1-0s where it's 1-0 in the 88th minute, and he has to keep him out there. And this is going to be a major problem for us because these miles on his legs in that midfield workhorse will add up and will catch him. All of the people who are telling us that he's indestructible and he's Superman and he can't get injured are finally come around this weekend saying he looks knackered, he needs a rest. Who knew?
You got people saying about Zubamendi needing a rest. I mean, Zubamendi ain't done enough to what? I mean, Rice has been covering his backside left, right, and centre. Look, everyone knows that follows me. Chat, you know everyone in the chat. Big up everyone in the chat. Got some absolute legends in the chat. Chris Tomlinson 9066. Big up to you, my friend. Great comments as well. Every single one of you. The one and only Lynch. The absolute. I mean, I wouldn't know what life would be. I mean, life without Lynch in my chat would be, do you know what I mean? He's an absolute last manager he worked under Pep. You'd never know it. Spanish Moyes. You know what I mean? Zubi may need rotation over rest. Rotation also keeps guys in check and hungry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is your... I've got my opinions on Zubimendi. These are my opinions. Zubimendi, time, space, on the ball, does a job. Doesn't pull up any trees for me. Doesn't get me out my seat. He's steady, does a job, looks classy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's... And I said this earlier on in Jez's stream.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't buy it. We didn't buy Zubimendi for creativity. We bought Zubimendi to be a defensive midfield player. That's why we play him in the 6. We bought Zubimendi to offer that protection against our back 4. We offered Zubimendi to retain the ball, break up play, and get the attack flowing. I don't see him do that defensively. I see him a little bit kind of all over the place defensively. But look, everyone knows my opinion. What's your opinion on Zubimendi, Taryn?
I think he's having a hard time adjusting to the physicality of the Premier League. It shows,
Right, okay.
not just him. I think in Capier, I think Mascara as well is having an adjustment period to the physicality of the Premier League, and not just in our team. We see players of other teams like Bert's struggle to adapt to the physicality of the Premier League. However, with Zubimendi, he does have tech, he does have quality, and I see why Mikel likes him, because there are certain patterns of play when I watch him. Because I the 6 is my position when I play, so I watch him, acutely, and sometimes I see his intent. So intent for me is big as a footballer. The execution may be poor, but I see what you were trying to do. So sometimes he does make the right read, he does make the right play, or attempt the right play, but sometimes the execution is poor. But the speed of the Premier League, he needs to adjust to that, because even the goal that we conceded against Tottenham, he thought he had an extra second on that ball, and he didn't. And that's the difference. The minute he gets that out of his game and realize that you just have to read the game a second quicker versus La Liga, where everyone is tech. Here it's brute force P&P. But I think there's a player in there, but the adjustment period is going to take him. And big up to Shane. Shane called this in the summer. I think you said this as well, that Declan will be doing a hell of a lot more running, covering.
Yeah, we both said it. Me and Shane both called it.
Yeah, while he adjusts to the speed of the Premier League.
Yeah. See, I don't think I think he'd be more effective in the 8 personally, but that's my own personal opinion. I mean, it's nice. This is what it's nice to get sort of a guest on every now and again, because you get a different point of view from it, and which is good. As I said, I've got my opinion about Zubimendi. I might be being a bit harsh, Taryn. I don't know, but I expect more. I just wanted more.
Yeah,
probably because of all the outside noise and what I was hearing, and he's a line breaker and he's world class. When people put players on a pedestal and call them world class, my ears prick up, and then my eyes focus. As soon as I hear world class, that's it. I'm thinking, wow, this player's special, and I'm just not seeing it. I can see him being a bit of a liability, especially in big games away from home. I saw it against Sunderland. I saw it against Aston Villa. People say he needs time, but unfortunately, we haven't got time, have we? This is the problem. We haven't got the time for the Gorkarezes and the Zubimendis to kind of... We haven't won anything for 6 years, so we haven't really got the time, have we? What are you saying on it? Because he has got to step up eventually, hasn't he?
Yeah. So, 15, 16 games in, he should be better today than he was 15 games ago. I do agree with you that he'd probably be better up in the 8, because he is the better passer of the ball than Declan.
Well, this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it. Do you reckon the manager should be rotating him in certain games then? Do you think he should put Declan in the 6 and perhaps put Zubimendi in the 8 in certain games? Trying different, because this is where top managers earn their money, don't they? They see things and then they change it up a bit, don't they?
Yeah, what I think he needs to do, I think he needs to get those guys to a level and leave the decision up to them. So when they work it out amongst each other, because I've played with guys, but okay, I'll stay, you go, you stay, I go, and leave it up to them to work it out. especially when Gabriel and Saliba gets back and Timber is over there and your defense is solid. Because there will be games, because a lot of times when Declan breaks up play, even the goal against Sunderland, and I forgot the other goal, but Declan, he is really good at winning the ball back, right? And when he wins the ball back, he needs a quick passer of the ball, like a Eze, wins the ball back when Lafay tries to dribbles across him, wins the ball back, passes it to Eze lays it off to Marino, the Saka, bang, it's in the net. So there has to be some interchange, not just in the midfield, but across the forward line as well.
Oh,
Saka takes the president on the right side, and Trossard and Madueke takes the president on the left side. So when there's no interchange, it makes us predictable. And as a defensive player, there's nothing I love more than to play against in a team that I know is predictable. If I know exactly where the ball is going, then it's just about concentration. I get my concentration right, you can't beat us if you're predictable.
Do you know what, Taron? Honestly, I've been saying it. That is the one thing I think was wrong with Arsenal over the years. We're too predictable.
Mm-hmm.
We're too predictable. We're easy to work out.
Mm-hmm.
You isolate certain players in this team, and there's no plan B. You know, you isolate Saka on the right. You make it awkward for everyone. You get in early. You get in amongst us. Diagonals onto the fullbacks that are out of position. We are predictable, and this is the thing. I mean, Kenny Ken said it. Big up Kenny Ken. He said that it might be time for Saka to be taken off the right-hand side, perhaps played in a false 9, perhaps Saka as a 10 or something. What do you think he's got kind of? Do you think he's stagnated on the right, Saka? Do you think it might be a time to perhaps to? Because if we're going to win this league, we need a Bukayo Saka to hit top form, don't we? Would you bring him off the right and perhaps play him in a more central role?
I would play him closer to the goal, whether it's in the right or into the center. He needs to be closer to
all
the
that
goal.
Defending nonsense.
Yeah, all that. And the thing is, what Saka does really, he's not this natural. He's not as elegant on the ball like a Cole Palmer or a Lamine Yamal, who out and out wingers or those type of guys. But what Saka does really, really well is that he shields the ball from the defender really, really well. That's why they damn near have to foul him to get it. That's why he gets kicked so much, right? The two wonder free kicks versus Real Madrid last year, he drew both of those fouls for Declan Rice to get to hit and pass Courtois. He's really good at that. Shields the ball very, very. So it's effective. So he doesn't have to be aesthetically pleasing. But I do think he needs to be closer to the goal. So however Mikhail works that out, whether you make him a shadow striker, play him in the 10, or you just say do the most solid thing and stand on the halfway line. So when you get the ball, it's one pass to you, or you're the outlet, and it's one pass from you to Gyökeres. But him on the edge of our 18 defending when Timber is there, and Timber locks up most wingers, it just seems like it's redundant, and having us, because if you notice, DJ, whenever Man City lose the ball, they have about 3-4 players that hunt the ball down to get it back. Whenever we lose the ball, we rush to get back into shape. We don't exactly rush for the ball. No. We rush to get back in shape and say play through us because we're so good as a unit defensively. And I think that's taxing on Saka because he rushes back to get in shape. And then you have Declan winning the ball up high with no one to pass it to. I've seen so many times Declan win the ball in the dangerous area, and 3 passes later, the ball is with Raya.
Yeah, no, it's facts. It's facts. Yeah. It's frustrating. It is really frustrating. And this is what he's got to improve on the attack. He's got to improve on attack. I always say we haven't got a player that plays with any freedom in that court. This is what I want Eze to do. I want Eze to play with freedom. I wouldn't have him on the left at all. Whether or not, if Trossard's injured, perhaps put Saka on the left, Madueke on the right, because he's tried that. He's tried that in games before.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that. I don't mind if he tries something and it doesn't quite work. At least we can have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
The fact that he just leaves it as it is and he leaves it dormant and he's not prepared to take chances. But I do believe we're lacking someone like a Morgan Rogers or, a Patinia or someone like that that's just everywhere. Just everywhere. Even Odegaard comes on and he just runs around, but he's still got that regimental kind of feel to him, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, there is a guy in the squad that's allowed to run all over the pitch and with freedom, but he plays left back. Calafiori be all over the place. So sometimes I don't even think the defenders can work him out. Yeah. So the reason why he's suspended now, because his last 2 yellow cards is because he's been caught out of position against Reece James at Chelsea. Reece James ran all the way from the Midlands, come across the pitch and take the ball off of him, and he's out of position. He grabs him, picks up a yellow. And then in this game again, he gets caught out of position, picks up another yellow versus Villa. So he seems to be the only one that can operate with complete impunity in the pitch, while the creative player has to hug the touchline.
How does that make? How does see again? You got to look at the manager. How is our left back the only player that can play with freedom?
Yeah,
and yet our creative players can't.
Yeah, and that's the Arteta tax. You know, that's what that is. The old team is inverted, because you remember when you heard him say when he was talking about Gyökeres, and he talks about Gyökeres being a defensive striker and our goalkeeper is an attacking goalkeeper. So the old team is inverted. This is why the left back gets to run all over the place and just do what he wants to. You know, I don't get it, but that's dangerous when you have Nketiah playing left center back. We get away with it when Gabriel is out there, but we need to nip that in the bud before it gets out of control. Give the creative players freedom to create for us.
Absolutely, you can't have fullbacks going all over the place when you. Let's get some of these comments. Big up, Lux. Tet attacks DJ BBBK. Do you think Gyökeres will be playing this badly under Simeone? Arteta took a golden boot over and made him dusted. Now, Gerd Muller Trophy winner can't finish apparently in Glock. Yeah, facts. Big up to you, Lux. You know, it just goes on. He's your absolute legend. This manager can never take decisions on his own. He listens to outside noise, 15.6 million a year to take decisions based on pressure from fans and media. He can't come to the conclusion by himself. Just seems that way. Does seem that way. I mean, you know, this is what we've been saying. Would he have done it? I low-key thought Calafiori was the left winger against Aston Villa.
He was everywhere, man. He was everywhere.
I'll tell you. At one point, he was in my car park outside my apartment.
I remember the Fulham game. I think he was
ended up in Calafiori's running across my front garden.
Yeah, he ended up in spots sometimes where our striker should be. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if he was banging in goals or was getting an overlap and assist. Fair play, but I'd much rather see Eze in those creative spaces.
Unknown 1358. He needs to learn how to switch formations. Fact. Yeah. All Saka does is cut in, way too predictable. You ain't Robin. Yeah, he is becoming very predictable. Very, very predictable. Brilliant comments as usual. Absolutely superb. And Gianni, the one and only Gianni. Big up Gianni. Make sure that you're subbing to Gianni as well. Like many of our people on our channels, and that this guy's knowledge is unbelievable. Yes. Big up the legends, DJ B and Taron. Hope all is well. Thank you, young man. Brilliant. Thank you. Nicholas, crazy how Zubi doesn't have to back up to put a rocket up his ass. Yeah, exactly. One of the things that were concerning, we say that we've got squad depth, right? But there is no real backup for Declan Rice. I was going to say Pat Rice then. I mean, he retired. We haven't really got a backup for Declan Rice, have we, Taron?
We don't.
Why has that not been addressed? I mean,
and you would think
we've got Norgard. Really? Why haven't we? How have we spent £1 billion, and yet our most important part of our play is Declan Rice, and yet there's no quality backup for him?
Yeah, and this is what makes it concerns me even more than when I see him not rotated properly or rested properly, because with him, if he goes, I have 0% chance that we can win this Premier League title. Right now, I'm on the low end. I'm like a 30% chance that we might win it. Yeah, but if he goes out, it goes to a 0, absolute 0. We can't, because Norgard / Marino as the 1 and 2. Now, there's not just the set pieces, but his defensive work. I remember the Newcastle game in like the 90+ second minute of extra time. There was a breakaway with Jacob Murphy, and Declan Rice is the one who chased him down to block the shot. He does so much that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. That if right up DJ, it's one of those ones where whatever the reason is why Mikel left him out the squad, whether it be sensibly resting him or
Mm.
a talking to from upstairs, or fan pressure, whatever it is, I can appreciate the action of Declan Rice not playing against Club Brugge tomorrow.
Oh,
Because
I've always said he's one of them players that I'm West Ham area through and through all round here, and I know a lot of West Ham fans as well. And they've always said to me, no matter how bad, even if he's off form,
mm-hmm.
when Declan Rice is not in the team, you notice it. He's one of them players that when he's not in the team, you instantly notice it.
Mm-hmm.
Something really bad goes missing. Well, look at West Ham. They've never really recovered, have they, from his exit?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. You know, I know they was ridiculing him and all of that, but they've never really recovered. This is a good question here from Chris Thomason, 9066. Would you guys take Mainu on loan? Not having a good time at Man United, apparently. He's a bit in and out. A lot of talent, was called up for England, young player. I don't know. Would you risk him on loan? I'd have took Jack Grealish on loan at the start of the season. I said that. I was probably one of the first channels ever to say it, and I got ridiculed for it. But I don't know about Mainu. What's your opinion on Mainu?
I don't. Mainu, doesn't really have pace or legs, does he? You know, he has that good player, but yeah, I'm not sure he improves us, right? I'm not sure he tilts us in the time.
That's the key, isn't it? That's the key. You know, it's a
I don't know.
question. Would he improve us?
Yeah, he's like a smaller version of Mikel Merino. He's very tidy on the ball, but doesn't run. But yeah, at least Merino is good in the air and can go be an emergency striker. Yeah, I'm not sure. Kobe Manu improves this. I don't know. It's a hard pass for me.
Yeah. No, facts. £1 billion squad, still thin on quality and depth, is sackable in itself. Yeah, facts. If he don't get over the line this season, definitely sackable. I mean, Taryn, at the start of the season, at the end of the day, we just want to win a trophy. We've been starved of trophies. You know, thank God there's food in my cupboard, because I'd be on, you know, I'd be struggling there, you know. No, honestly, we need a trophy. At the start of the season, I'd have said, if we win a Carabao Cup or FA Cup, give him another year. It would have taken me. Someone would have had to have convinced me a hell of a lot. But now I look at the money's been spent, the expectations, the outside noise, world-class players, top manager in the world, squad depth, no excuses, blah, blah, blah. I don't think FA Cup and Carabao's Cup's enough. I honestly believe that if he doesn't win either the trophy with the big ears or the Premiership, I think he's got to go. What's your opinion on it, Taryn? Because my expectations now, because of all the outside noise and what I'm hearing, I want more now. I'm sorry, I'm being a bit ruthless. What's your opinion on it?
Yeah, I think the Carabao Cup is a must. Like, now, I'm on record of saying that there are people who are here. Some of them have heard me probably say this before, that if he wins the FA Cup and the Carabao, if he does a domestic cup double, it's enough for me. But here's the catcher: he doesn't. That's it. He doesn't give you another 5 years, and I won't begrudge anyone who say FA Cup and Carabao, they still want him gone. If they still want him gone, fair enough. I'm not here to change anyone's mind about it. But it'd be very difficult for me to malign him every day on my channel saying we need trophies. Then he delivers 2, and then I move the goalposts. But I do think if we do win the Carabao, it actually will push us on to win one of the majors. I do. But I think if these guys don't even get to the final, because I do believe that if this club was consistently getting to finals, the energy around the fan base would be different. But we're not even doing that
100%.
Because I fancy us at Wembley. When we went to Wembley under Wenger in 2017, that was a title-winning Chelsea team. We had no business beating them. They had Costa and all these other men, and somehow Aaron Rambo pulls it out of the bag, right? Then we go to Wembley in 2020. I like our chances. So if we were consistently getting to finals, I think the energy would be different. But we're not even doing that. But I don't begrudge anyone who says if the domestic cups aren't enough. fair play, because it's not like Mikel at the end of the season can say he was sabotaged or he was done wrong, because he has been given anything that the modern managers want. If you read these memoirs and these journals that these former managers put out, they say they wish they were given time, money, resources, their own players. Mikel's been given everything that he's wanted.
Everything.
It's just at some point the line has to be drawn, and the winning has to become the priority. And even if he gets to all 3 finals this year and loses all 3 of them and bring the Premier League down to the last day, I would still be in favor of sacking him if he doesn't win anything, because then that's further proof that you can't get it done.
Facts. Absolute facts, mate. I mean, this is it. I mean, I was like you. I was prepared to sort of reluctantly go, oh, yeah, all right, if he wins the cup double, fair enough. But I've said it, Southern Goon has said it, this Carabao Cup for me is really important, as it was last season. It's more important this season because it just gives them that confidence to go forward for the remainder of the season. But it's going to be a different Crystal Palace team that we face in that quarter-final, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's not underestimate Crystal Palace. They're a tidy team. And what that manager's done. Now, we touched on Gyökeres, Taron, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Look what Glasner's done to Mateta. This guy couldn't. He was absolutely. That's why they bought Eddie Nketiah.
Mm-hmm.
Glasner's come along. I'd take Mateta at a heartbeat now at Arsenal, wouldn't you?
I mean, him and Eze linking up would be a thing. And Oliver, this is the thing with Oliver Glasner, DJ. Oliver Glasner lost his best winger to Bayern Munich.
Yeah,
and went on to win the FA Cup.
Thanks.
Right? And now he's lost Eze, and he has them, 4th in the Premier League? Now, it probably won't stay there, but they are performing well. Now, there is no word I can believe that if Arteta, given a squad like what Glasner has at Crystal Palace, loses his best right winger to a German club, goes on to beat man.
That's different, isn't it?
And they had a difficult schedule. They didn't have a cakewalk where they were playing Coventry and that throughout they had to beat City, they had to beat Liverpool in the final. I mean, City in the final, Liverpool in the Community Shield. They had a tough run into the final. So it was a massive trophy for them. And even with that, I don't think that will keep Oliver Glasner at Crystal Palace for 5 years. But somehow, one FA Cup has kept Arteta here this long. But yeah, Oliver Glasner, what he has done with that team at Crystal Palace, delivering trophies and having them playing at the highest level, I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm thinking Mateta was close to 20 GA.
Incredible, isn't it?
I him a French call-up. I call up to the French national team with that level of talent in the French squad. And he gets a call-up. That's massive.
And these are the questions asked, isn't it? If you swapped roles now, if you had Glasner at Arsenal with £1 billion and you had Arteta at Crystal Palace, where they've lost Eze and Elise, I think Crystal Palace would be fighting relegation. I think they'd be off the table.
Yep.
And that's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
If there are so many teams that when you say, would you take Arteta as manager, they turn around and say no. I mean, there's the red flags there straight away. I don't care about trophies this season. I want this clan gone. Just bring me in a manager that has trophies on his CV. That's what we should have done in the first place. We're Arsenal Football Club, and we went and signed a rookie, a supply teacher, learning on the job. This is what I'm saying. Everything he's doing, he's learning. And he's still learning in 6 years. Oh, all right. There's an old saying in it, we never stop learning. We're always looking to go forward. But he's still learning the basics.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't got squad rotation and in-game management right yet. Do you know what I mean? It's just crazy. It's just crazy. DJB facts, he made Mateta look class. Well,
true.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Got to touch on it, Taron, as well. The captaincy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of discussion over this, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's an important role. Let's put it in perspective. The captain on the pitch now, them leaders have gone now. You don't get your Tony Adams, your Roy Keanes, and that kind of captain now. Them skippers and your Graham Souness's and all your real hard-hitting captains that get older players and say, look, you sort it out, You don't get that now. So I personally think that it should have gone to Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is your natural leader. Or Gabriel. how have we still got Odegaard as captain? Because it's only stubbornness, really, that this manager is keeping him there, isn't it?
Yep. How do we still have Odegaard as captain? They like him. That's it. So he said that's what he said. He said they put it to a vote and they unanimously voted him as you vote for somebody you like. Right?
Yeah.
Captain doesn't necessarily need to be liked, because I promise you, DJ, those
it's like the milk monitor in school, isn't it? You vote for someone that you vote for your mate. You don't vote because he's any good at it.
Yeah, it's liked. You're not respected. I guarantee you, those Man United players, not a whole lot of them or all of them liked Roy Keane. Not a lot of our players liked Patrick, but they respected him because if the captain is meant to be an extension of the coach. So, for example, if the coach is not around and says the captain, hey, you take practice today, you're gonna vote for the guy or the captain who's gonna let you train lightly and just go home and eat ice cream, But the guy that's gonna hold you accountable and make you train properly, that's Patrick, that's Tony. So it's the idea that they all voted for him, that doesn't tell me that they respect him. It just tells me that they like him. It's a popularity thing. And part of him, he heard the noise that Tony said, because I'm sure reporters asked him about it. And we knew it. We knew that as soon as Odegaard was fit, he would come right back into the squad.
That is so predictable, and it's so predictable.
And it's just what he is doing right now. Okay. I don't doubt that Mikel Arteta wants to win as manager of Arsenal Football Club. The problem I have is that he wants to win his way. He wants to win showing us that he can do it with Odegaard as his captain, because Tony didn't mince his words. He said, you will never win this Premier League with Odegaard as your captain. And he wants to show him that he can. The ego in him wants to. And if there's anyone who's highly qualified to speak on being the captain of Arsenal Football Club, leading you to the Premiership, it's that guy. So we should probably listen to him, because how many trophies have Odegaard captained us to? 0. That guy has captained us to many, many trophies. He have a statue outside, for God's sakes. So he knows a thing or two. In my line of work, DJ, I don't have to talk to you for 10 minutes. It could be 5 for me to know the level of military education that you have, right? So Tony, being an experienced captain, can look at the guy who's captain in his football club, because it's his football club as much as it is yours and mine, and say, nah, I know what it takes because I've done it. And that's not it. And he knows that Declan, he sees the captain in it, and we all do, because whenever we have a tough loss, it's seldomly Odegaard that comes out and speaks. It's usually Declan Rice that comes out and face the music whenever we're in a tough bind.
Oh, yeah, all the time. All the time. He sends Declan Rice out, or it's Declan Rice that, has to face the ball. This is what I mean. The captain's protected. The manager's protected. There's loads of PR around the manager, as we know, and there's tons of PR around Odegaard.
Yep.
I mean, it's just the combination's just not right. Sometimes your best captains are not liked in my book.
Yeah, 100.
Your best captains are not liked, but when when you're not liked in any form, like your military and everything like that, that's when you're respected.
Yes, and that's what we need. That's what we need. We need a captain that's respected.
That's when we're respected. There's a lot of players that didn't like Tony Adams.
Facts.
There was a lot of players that couldn't get. I mean, that's well documented. But once you step over that white line, every single player absolutely.
And the
captain,
not only the captain is an extension of the coach or the manager, DJ, but the captain is meant to be able to stand up to the managers to protect the players as well. Can you see something going on the pitch? And Mikel gives some instructions, and then the manager says, and then the captain says, no, we're not doing that. We're doing this. I'm on the pitch. I can feel the pulse. This is what we're doing. Like the free kick against Real Madrid. They wanted him to cross the ball. Declan said, no, I feel something. I'm on the pitch. I can feel the pulse of the game. I feel something. Let me have a go. You have a go. Gave us one of the best moments of the 24-25 campaign. So a captain has to have some cojones, and I just don't think Odegaard got it. Don't think he's a bad person or a bad player. I think he would actually suit him better if he was just out there playing football.
I said this 2 seasons ago. I said it last season. I was saying it. If you go back in streams, I was saying it all the time. It's no coincidence that since he took the captain's armband, he's dropped in form. Because there are some people that don't like that responsibility, and it affects them.
Mm-hmm.
It affects them. You know what I mean? There are some people that are just not natural leaders. They don't like it. They don't like that responsibility. And I've always said that you might see a better Odegaard if you took the captaincy away from him.
Yeah, you would. I do agree with that.
This manager hasn't tried it. This manager, I wonder if the manager's actually sat him down and gone, do you know what? Do you actually like being captain? Shall I give it to someone else? And he might turn around and say, oh, honestly, boss, I didn't think you'd ever ask the question.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's crazy.
With the captaincy, he feels like he has the responsibility to keep things sticking. That's why he makes a lot of safe passes, because a lot of times passes be on for him to make and he won't risk it, because the last thing you want is the captain to be on the pitch giving the ball away a lot. That's why a lot of people don't even prefer their captains to be the attacking players, because if you're charged to break the lines and you get the pass 10 times, 7 times out of 10 when you complete that pass, 7 out of 10 times turns into 3 big chances. You score 2 goals from those 3 big chances, you win the game. But I've seen him do this many times where he'll pick up the ball, dribble for 30 yards just to give Saka a 2-yard pass. Like, just pass the ball to him. You know,
exactly.
He feels like he needs to, keep things sticking and all that stuff. And it does make our play look slow.
Absolutely. This is him. This is him. You can tell he's under pressure, can't you? You can even just looking at him. This is a man under pressure, isn't it? You can. He's just not really. You look at him and look at Pep, and Pep the other day in his press conference after the Fulham game, he was cracking me up. He's saying, "Do you all like that? Did you like all that? Did that give you enough entertainment?"
Yeah, I remember that.
I've not seen this. It says Mikel Arteta says that Gabriel Jesus has returned to fitness ahead of schedule after being out since the start of the year with an ACL. The Brazilian forward has been ruled out since going off injured against Man United. Yep, we know. But he returned. Thank God he returned. He's on 280 grand a week. I'm glad he's returned. Now, having progressed well in training, he's been added to the Champions League squad. The reason why he's been added to the Champions League squad is because Max Dauman's is injured. Yeah. First of all, with Max, unfortunately, he picked up an injury last weekend and he had to come off. The manager explained at the press conference, so he did some scans and he's going to be out for weeks. Then we have a situation, Gabby, who were expecting to be training with us by the end of December. Gabby has been pushing for every single day. And so basically, Gabriel has been thrown in. Taron, Max Dauman. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions here while we keep this up. Max Dauman came on the scene, pre-season friendlies, couple of solo kind of early season. I think the guy has just got everything. He reminds me of a kind of Paul Merson stroke David Rocastle type player. Do you know what I mean? Good on the ball, takes on players, fearless, never got minutes. Wanyeri, look at him now. Again, never got minutes. When you look at our young players under this manager over the years, and I'll put Reece Nelson in with that, Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka would have balled out no matter what manager had him, so I'm not really putting Saka in now. But you look at Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, Emil Smith-Rowe, Wanyeri, Dauman, and now Skelly. People were saying Skelly was better than Ashley Cole. Yeah, I know, it's laughable, isn't it? But these kids now have not had any game time. They've not had any minutes. Wanyeri, again, can't get any minutes. Saka's had some poor games, won't bring on Wanyeri. What's going to happen to these players? Because I keep saying it, just get Wanyeri out on loan. And I think, and you look at Skelly, he comes on now, he's lacking in confidence. What's your take on all of these youngsters under this football manager?
Max, so we are out here injuring 15-year-olds now in training. My God, this is an all-time low. Like
yeah, look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, so Max, I think Shane called this again when we were introduced to Ethan Wanyeri 2 seasons ago and didn't see him again until last year. Remember? just to say that I gave this guy his debut at this early age. He already gave Max his 15-year-old debut in the Champions League, and I do believe that Max didn't get injured, he would have started him in one of these Champions League games, so he could be the youngest ever to start a Champions League match before he turned 16 on December 31st. But part of this article, this was today's press conference.
This is the Bruges. Yeah, this is the Bruges. This is before the Bruges game.
If he's saying Gabriel Jesus is just fitting injured, why was Gabriel Jesus fitting on the bench when we played Brentford?
Because he lies.
Yeah,
this is the problem. This is why people say to me, why are you not backing? Why are you not getting excited? Because I don't trust the manager. This is that was a lie. He's saying, Jesus has been rushed back. Well, he was sitting on the bench the other game
against Brentford.
Against Brentford,
on the bench,
sitting on the bench. So what's he talking about? Yeah. What is this guy talking about? This is another lie, right? This is the biggest. People will accept this, but this is one of the biggest cover-ups, right? Declan was ill. He was quite sick after the game, and he has not travelled with us. He's not ill. He's fatigued. Yeah? He's fatigued. He's got no illness. He's got no flu. He's got no stomach bug. That's not ill. It's called fatigue. And this is another thing, Taron, with his football manager. But he can't turn around and say he's fatigued, he's tired, because this is the manager that's absolutely flogged him.
Yeah.
So what he's done? What has he done again? This is how he's clever. This is why I still think he should be a politician and not a manager. He's turned it round and he said that he is ill. Right?
It's pathological at this point. He can't help himself. He can't. Yeah.
This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. William Saliba, what is wrong with him? No one really knows, do they?
Yeah,
no one really knows.
And that's the thing. Those are the injuries that I worried about. When he rolled his ankle, I wasn't concerned. You're a footballer. You're going to roll your ankle. You roll stuff all the time. We know what the injury is. But when I look next to your name, and Benjamin White had this next to his name for the longest, physical discomfort, I'm like, oh, no. That means they don't know what's wrong with you, or it's something that they don't want to disclose. Because if it was just a roll ankle or a bad knee, they would say that. But physical discomfort, that could mean anything. There's so much ambiguity around that gives them the opportunity to lie and say stuff like that. He is ill. Yeah, he was fully fit. Go on.
He's ill. He's ill. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, and on Dowman, his habits, the way he needs to develop his physical, his understanding of the game. Sometimes when you're away from the game, you say, I cannot really live without it. And how is it important it is. So use those moments as well as get reflection, or where you... This is what I'm saying. Look how he comes out and he's talking about, like, Dowman and all of that. When he's got Wanyeri on the bench trying to get minutes, and he comes across as if he knows everything how to treat a young player. The fact of the matter is, we could have saved a hell of a lot of money if he'd have developed these youngsters that had come through the club.
Yep.
And the way he got these youngsters was literally by default. Skelly was by default because of injuries, because of all the 5 left backs that he signed, so he had to put Skelly in, right? Yeah, by default. And now he's thrown him off of a cliff. He only gets minutes because Calafiore is his first choice. And Wanyeri, I keep saying it, Ethan Smith Rowe, get him out on loan, get him gone. Get him gone. If you ain't going to play him, get him gone. But, it is what it is, Taron. But listen, are you worried about the Bruges game? Do you think we can... are you worried about it? Because he's going to rotate. He's going to start Norgard and Zubamendi. He'll probably start with Gorkarez up front. What's your lineup for Bruges tomorrow, Taron?
I'd go Raya. I'd actually play Timber in his position at right back. He's the best right back in the league for a reason. You keep him there. And you play Benjamin White at center back. Yeah. Because he played center back at Brighton. He ended up at right back for us because you sent Saliba on a third loan. And when he came back, he was so good you couldn't drop him. So I flipped that, right? And then I would play Calafiore because he can't play at the weekend because he got himself suspended.
Yeah, he's going to play Calafiore because he's banned, isn't he?
Yeah, and I'll play Nkapie. And I would play Norgard, I would play Ethan and Eze.
Facts. That's exactly my lineup would be.
Yeah.
I'd play Ethan on the right. I'd rest Saka, bring him on if needed.
I rest Saka as well. I play Madueke, Gyökeres, and Martinelli. because he does well in Europe. He has more space to run into and that type of stuff. And as long as we don't lose this game, because I think 16 points you're safe, but I think that should be enough.
Yeah. Even if we draw it, I don't think people will be getting on his case too much if we draw it. I think draws are good enough.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in rotation rather than performance, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'd love to see Ethan start tomorrow instead of Saka and give him rest. I would go along with that. I'd play Gorkarez. I'd play Eze. Madueke, probably Martinelli on the left. Yeah, definitely. But I know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to play Timber at centre back. Why he played him against Aston Villa, I do not know. Why he played him centre back against Aston Villa. Ben White is a centre half.
Yep.
Look how many games he played for Brighton at centre half. I mean, it was just unbelievable. Arsenal chief, good shout for the. Forgot about him since he started.
He's talking about
I bring and
as well. That's
play him. You got to play the youngsters because we're going to need them going forward. And this is my problem, because if they're called upon, they're lacking match sharpness, aren't they? Because they've not had the minutes.
Yep. And then they go out there and then they look bad, and then he benches him and says, "See why I can't play him? Because I have to play these guys." No, you have to play him. This is part of your job. It's literally called man management. You are the manager of the football club. It's your responsibility.
This has been my biggest question mark over this.
No one else's.
This has been my biggest question mark over this football manager. Yeah. This has been my biggest question mark for this football manager is the man management, the in-game management, the squad rotation, and key moments. Big up Dan Potts for the raid. Big up Potts every time. Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome everyone. BBK Sports, Taryn, make sure you sub into this guy. Great streams. I listen to your show a lot, Taryn. Great streams. Make sure that you sub into this guy. Make sure you sub into me as well. The old boy DJ B. Yeah. Keeping us old ones going on the stream world. Keeping us old ones going on the stream world. Big up. Yeah, this is going to be a tricky game tomorrow against Bruges, but I'm not, as I said, I'm not too concerned about performance. But having said that, we've got to tread cautiously, because if we lose back-to-back games, then it will start again, won't it? So we've got to put in a good performance. What about the weekend, though, Taryn, against Wolves? Listen, big up to Wolves. It's a great traditional club, by the way. It's awful to see them struggling like this. But and what's his lineup? What's his lineup going to be against Wolves?
I'd like to see Declan rested, but he's probably going to play him because for some reason this turns into a pressure game. The first versus worst turns into a pressure game.
Yeah.
If you somehow find a way to drop points against, because here's the thing: if he somehow drop points in this game, whatever little faith that Bertha had left in him is now gone. You can't do this. You can't be first versus the worst team and walk away with anything other than 3 points. This should be a case of how many. Not if we're going to win, but how many. How many we're going to put past Wolves, and at what time we're going to start the rotation. Right, we better teams. Nottingham Forest and Wolves and Leeds turn up to the Emirates. It was 3-0 and 5-0 respectively. I'm expecting something along that scoreline, along with a great performance. Because if Gyökeres can't bang against this bunch, and Eze and Odegaard don't bang against this bunch, then serious questions will be able to be asked about this manager's attacking capability. Why can't you coach an attack? Because we need you to coach the attack now, because the defense is in shambles. 3 of your 4 center backs are injured, so you must take the game to the opposition. None of this sitting back stuff. Turn 1 goal into 2. There is no way this game should be 0-0 at halftime. None. No reason.
No. Absolutely. I mean, it ain't against Wolves as well. I'm looking for goals as well, because Man City are scoring goals for fun, Taryn.
Yeah. We're tied on goal difference now, by the way. We did have superior goal difference. We're both on 19 now.
That's incredible. See, not only this is what people fail to understand. Not only have we squandered a 9-point gap, We're down to 2 points, but our goal difference now is the same as well.
Yep, plus 19. Yep.
Plus 19. Plus 19. So we're looking at Wolves, and really, if Gorkarez starts and he doesn't score at least 2 goals against Wolves, again, question marks, isn't there?
Yeah, this has to be a goal difference game for us. One of those games that you run up your goal difference. That's what this game has to be. Because with the best defense in the Premier League, we still have, the same goal difference as Man City. Because Erling Haaland, like Bav the Ripper says, will run up the GD for City. That's what they do. So, like you said earlier, the Premier League schedule has thrown us a lifeline here. After a tough loss, it gives you the worst team in the Premier League at your gaff, where you've been undefeated this season. So, professional performance, but make it count. Reclaim your spot at the top of the Premier League. Because we've seen Liverpool turn a 5-point deficit, a 5-point lead into a 1-point deficit in 2 match weeks. Football comes at you fast. So all the people who are declaring the league over in match week 9, I'm saying in match week 29, I wouldn't trust Arteta with a 6-point lead. Because right now, if I were to ask you, DJ, I give you 10K, right? I give you 10,000 of the King's finest pounds. And I said, you have to bet on one of these managers with all the results being equal. Let's just say we're playing for the Premier League title tomorrow. Us against Man City, but it's at their gaff because they've already came to us and got a point. And you had to bet your 10K on one of these managers because the winner of the game wins the Premier League because they're only 2 points behind. I'm inclined. I won't even try to lead you. Who would you bet your money on?
It's not Arteta, my friend. He's got that to be on Pep, wouldn't it? Under the sun.
The reality of our situation, DJ, because if all the results are equal between now and match week 33, April 18th, that's when we play them. Don't ask me how I got this date memorized. It's engraved in my head.
We are playing them in April. Yeah,
match week 33, April 18th. So if the results are equal and we go there during that match week, I don't think we win the.
No,
I don't. No. Because Arteta will go there because we're ahead. He will go there and set up for a draw.
Yeah.
And you know what happens when he sets up for a draw? We end up losing, just like at Anfield.
He bottle it, won't he? He bottle it, and players' mentality as well.
Yeah, so I'm not confident.
When you've got a team and a group of players that constantly keep being the bridesmaid all the time. Eventually, in big games, in big moments, it catches up with you. Eventually, in big moments, there's certain play, a certain minute, an incident. You might be 1-0 up. They bring it back to 1-1, and in your head, you're thinking, "Here we go again. Here we go again." It's mentality thing, isn't it? And this is what worries me. I've seen it against Sunderland this season. I've seen it against Chelsea. I've now seen it against Aston Villa. That mentality that these players have got. And when you've got a manager that then comes out with excuses about, we're playing every 2 days, every 2.5 days, every 3 days. Taron, that really winds me up because are we the only team that do this or what?
Yeah. And the thing is, right, he knows what he's doing. And this is what you alluded to earlier by him being a politician, because he's very good with when he does this. Because it was him. It was not the press. It was him that came out and brought up this, we're 18 games unbeaten shit after we lost to Villa. Why are you talking about 18 games? We've only played 15 Premier League games. Where does the number 18 come from? How is that relevant to the conversation? I'll tell you why. Because if you just limit it to the 15 Premier League games, well, we have dropped 12 points. We've played 15 games, and that all of a sudden that doesn't sound as sexy, doesn't sound as elegant. But when you make up and you fluff the numbers and you say 18 unbeaten, it sounds great. But the facts of the situation is we had 45 points to play for in 15 games, and we've dropped 12 of those points. That's the reality. So what's the why? Why does he need to throw 18 games in there when we just lost a Premier League game?
Because it moves the narrative.
Right.
And the fans that live in the moment and the fans that live now just see 18 games unbeaten.
Yeah. But that's the thing, DJ. They don't think for themselves. These men, they will wait for what Arteta says, wait for what the club tweets, wait for what AFTV tweets, and then they run that narrative. They don't think for themselves. That's the first thing that popped up in my head. 18 games unbeaten. I'm looking at the table. We've played 15 games. Why are we talking about 18? Come on now. it's an agenda. Like, just stop it. Just hold your corn. We weren't good enough. Be accountable. Give Villa their credit because he outcoached you. They outplayed us, and we lost the
100%.
game.
100%. 100%. G Will, big up, my friend. Make sure that you are subbing to BBK Sports. Make sure that you're subbing to the Arsenal Huddle and smash a like, guys. There's 195 in the building. If you all smash a like, we should be getting something out of this, guys. Thank you very much indeed for your support. Thank you to Dan Potts, and thank you for all those that have come over on the raid. I still can't fathom how White Becker took Eze out of 10 to squeeze in Odegaard, coming in from long injury. What the F? This man is the most unfair or worst manager ever. We ain't winning shit. This is it. This is it. Now, that leads me nicely on. Thank you, Wills, for that. We have the one and only, me and Matty, the Southern Gooner, call it the Boogeyman. The Bogeyman's coming. The Boogeyman's coming. We know who it is. Lee calls him 29.
Hey.
We call him Kai Havertz. Now, this brother is literally around the corner, and I think you might see him in some capacity against Portsmouth away in the FA Cup. That's when I think Kai Havertz will rear his head. He's also said, and forgive me, chat, I've got problems with my. I don't know why I've got problems with one of my with my files. I think it's been corrupt, so everything that I had is in there, and it for some reason or another it won't come up. So forgive me. However, what he actually said once was, I'm without my number 9, Kai Havertz. Right? That's what he said. This is what the manager said. So we know that Gyökeres is not his number 9. So Havertz is coming back into this team, isn't he, Taron?
Yeah,
I've already got my head around it that he's coming straight back in.
He is. That's why every opportunity he gets to play Gyökeres without Eze, he does it. I don't know why he keeps doing it, but at Villa Park was the prime example. One came off and one came off. When you should be leaving Eze on the pitch and give him a striker like Mateta, who he plays with. But that's not either here. I believe, DJ, I believe that he believes. I don't believe this, but I believe that Arteta believes that had Havertz not gotten injured last year, he would have beaten PSG. Yeah, I do believe that. I think he, in his head, he thinks the reason why he didn't get to the Champions League final is because he didn't have his guy. And part of me was going to ask you about, do you think when we're going over starting lineup for Club Brugge, that he might not start Gyökeres? He might start Marino. And if he does start Marino, then we will know that the reason is he does not want Gyökeres to start banging goals right when Kai Havertz is starting to come back. Because then it gives him another headache. And he doesn't want a selection headache. He wants Havertz to be able to just walk back into this team. That's what he wants. Because that's his guy. That's his guy.
It suits him. He knows tactically. He knows his plan A has got a better chance of working with Havertz in the team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It suits him. And that's why he wanted Sesko. I was all for Gyökeres. And Kenny was saying, I don't want him. Ken said, I don't want Gyökeres. And everyone was going up, you don't want Gyökeres? What's the matter with you? He scored 90-odd goals. You crazy? But now you can see why. Because he don't know how to play him. He don't know how to accommodate him, isn't it? It's like having a hotel with 3 bedrooms and you have like 50 guests turn up.
Yeah.
You try and accommodate them, and you got your man in with someone else's wife in bedroom 2, and you just can't accommodate everyone. This is what this guy's doing to us. You know what I mean? He can't accommodate it.
Well, you know what, DJ, and all 180 of you watching, big you up. I don't know about you guys, but I'll speak for me. I have seen enough of Havertz in the team to know that he is not the guy to lead us to a Premier League title. Because I've said before, whoever, after the 2022-2023 season, whoever thought it was a good idea to sign Kai Havertz to bridge the gap between us and Man City, whoever thought that was a good idea needed to be fired. When they went and signed Erling Haaland and won the treble, someone thought it was a good idea to go sign Kai Havertz to help us bridge the gap on City. Someone who has never scored 20 goals a season in their life.
That's what
not even in the Bundesliga.
Not even in the Bundesliga. About the other week on Dan's channel when I said the money's been wasted, right? And I got absolutely pelters for it. Yeah. But that's what I was trying to say. The money was wasted because when we needed to bridge the gap, why did we go and spend 60 odd million on Kai Havertz?
Yep. And
When
not only did we do that, we made him the highest paid player at that football club before he even kicked the ball for us.
And then before we done that, we gave Eddie Nketiah 100 grand a week, the 14 shirt, and signed him when man like Isak was available.
Kai Havertz may go down as the most pointless signing in the history of our Emirates era.
Well, people are still saying that he will die on Kai Havertz' sword, won't he? He will die on Kai Havertz' hill. This is Kai Havertz will be the end of this manager, and we're going to see it because I still think he's going to come straight in.
Yeah.
And in what way does this manager think that having the same 11 that has fouled for the last 3 seasons coming runners up? Why should this manager think that the same squad of Havertz, Odegaard, and all of these players, the squad he had that failed last season is going to get us over the line this season?
Yeah, because he thinks he's smarter than everyone. Like he thinks he can smell colors. Like he thinks he can do something that we can't. Your eyes will never lie to you, never. Right. So I've seen enough evidence not to have any confidence that Kai Havertz can lead the line for Arsenal Football Club. Okay. I don't know how far we have to go back, DJ, but Mo Salah may not be an out-and-out striker, but he is a wide forward, right? Score a bunch of goals for Liverpool. If you go back to all the Premier League winning team over the past decade, 10, 15 years, they've had a bad boy goal scorer. Every one of them, from Mo Salah to Haaland to Aguero. Even Leicester had Jamie Vardy, who had a bad boy season. Shit, Man United, last time they won the Premier League, bad boy Van Persie.
We've always had it.
Right. So you have to have, now you're in a position where you have the best defense in the Premier League for 3 years running. You go get a bad boy striker, or you have someone who have scored a whole bunch of goals. You play through them and you maximize their potential. Not Kai Havertz. I've seen enough. Seen 2 going on 3 seasons of him. This boy won the Champions League for Chelsea, and they couldn't wait to give him to us. They couldn't wait.
He was
at somebody's wedding.
I'll give him that. He may have some sort of technical attributes that Gyökeres hasn't got, but come on. The whole reason why we signed Gyökeres is because we didn't want to see Marino up front, which we're seeing. No disrespect to Marino, because that brother can't play in midfield. I'm sorry. I've seen milk turn quicker than him. You can't.
And the following year after we signed Declan Rice and Havertz, the following season, we thought Calafiori and Mikel Merino was enough to bridge the gap because the Sterling loan wasn't in the plans. Edu himself said it was an opportunity that presented itself on deadline day. So then again, they thought that was enough to bridge the gap on the Man City machine. And that turned out not to be true as well. So those decision makers need not make any more decisions on the behalf of our football club because they've gotten enough of them wrong.
Facts. I mean, come on, man. When we got Sterling, I mean, what was all that about?
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Look at the mistakes that have been made over and over and over again. And people say to me, why aren't you excited this season? Why aren't you happy that we're top? Because to me, it's like, you know what I mean? To me, it's like reading a mystical. It's like reading a myth at the moment. You know, you read the book and you want to make it real, but you can't. It's only make believe. That's what Arsenal is. It's like it is. It's like reading a kid's book when you think, oh, I really want it to be real. I really want that character to be real, like Harry Potter. But it ain't real.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. But big up everyone that's in. We got 185 in the building. Let's make sure that we're smashing the likes, guys, and make sure that you are subbing to BBK Sports. This is Taran, absolute legend. Listen, he's him, Southern Gooner are probably the top Americans on the channel, guys. Come on. Everyone get on there. Everyone get onto them. So we got Wolves coming up. Are you scared of any fixtures? Because I tell you what, right? We have
Everton
got a
away.
massive schedule coming up, and I won't keep you much longer, my friend. I'm sorry about
I am
this.
worried about Everton away. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm going to get the fixtures up. Let's get these matches up. This is so we got. Let's have a go.
I think we got Everton away, Brighton at home, something like that.
It's scary, mate. Honestly, Taron, this is proper scary. Bruges, we know about. We should get over the line there. No matter who he plays, who he rests, who he doesn't play, who he does play. This Wolves now. If we don't get anything other than 3 points and plus three and above goals,
Yeah.
there's question marks.
Yes.
There, you'll be lucky whether this manager sees the end of the season if we get beat by Wolves.
Yeah,
Seriously.
and I'm not just looking at their league position. I saw them play Man United yesterday. DJ, they are poor. They don't even know how to hold their shape. They can't play. They're terrible.
They are really bad. This is the one, mate. This Taron, this is the one. And I'll tell you what worries me about Everton. New stadium. We're a big, massive club coming to Everton. We always historically have tough games against Everton. Everton, Aston Villa have always been tough fixtures for Arsenal, even in the George Graham days and beyond. However, David Moyes has got this man's. David Moyes has had good success over Arteta, hasn't he? And Grealish is on form. They've got some good players in midfield. They've got runners. This is going to be a mixture of Aston Villa and Sunderland rolled into one for me. What's your opinion on it?
Yeah, it's the one that sticks out over the next few because I do remember, I think it was the first failed title charge, 22-23. I think they were dead last or second to the bottom when we went to Goodison Park and they beat us 1-0. Everton. The chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but they may not have been 20th, but they were down there in the gutters. And they beat us 1-0. I think it was Tarkowski or someone who scored off a set piece.
It was Tarkowski from a corner, wasn't it? Header, wasn't it?
And they beat us. And that's the thing. I see, but the Everton, they're weird. So these bunch they do get up for the big teams, don't they, DJ? Because we seen them go to Man United, go down to Man and win the game.
Massive. And they've moved up into the top half. Now, Everton would look realistically. See, and this is a thing that I said yesterday as well when I was on with Lee and Matty on the Monday show. I said, this is when the season starts, Taron, December. Everything before December is you're trying to get ahead of yourself. Players are integrated into teams, new managers, they're getting their systems across. But now December, all these managers at these clubs now, new stadiums, new players, they're all established. So they're getting up there, they're getting ahead of steam now. Everton are looking at, hang on a minute, we've got a chance of making Europe here, whether that's conference, UEFA, Crystal Palace, another one. They can think, hang on a minute, can we actually get in the Champions League here? So these teams now that we played at the start of the season are suddenly ahead of the game now. So Everton are not the Everton that if we'd have played them at the start of the season, they're Everton looking at top place. So it's going to be tough, isn't it? It's going to be tough all the way through.
Yeah, it's going to be a massive fixture. And Everton, they were a weird bunch because, we see them go with 10, beat Man United, but we also see them go back home and get packed in at home to Newcastle. So, I don't know which one's going to show up, but these teams typically turn up for the Arsenal whenever we turn up. So even though we beat Leeds 3-0 at the Emirates, when we go to Ellen Road, whenever we do go to Ellen Road, it will be a game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Ellen Road, yeah. And then we got Palace, Carabao Cup, literally 3 days later. I'm sure, he'll be moaning about that when if he goes out. Well, we had a tough game against Everton. And then we got another bogey team that they say, the fans say Emirates is their second home.
Wow. I mean,
Brighton
they stay claim to it because they beat us 3-0 at the Emirates not too long ago. I remember that performance. Yeah,
exactly. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And that's the Christmas fixtures. And then Aston Villa again.
Yeah.
Again.
Unai at the carpet. Yeah.
Yeah. Can they do the double over us? 3 days later again. Look, Arteta on that 3 days. Oh, it's 3 days later. Oh, as if we're the only team that play every 3 days.
Yeah.
Spurs do.
Mhm.
Liverpool do. Man City do. Come on, man. Come on. No, it's going to be tough over the Christmas period. And we'll see where we are in January, Taran, because that is the big question mark in January, isn't it? But no, as I said, it's going to be tough.
So
realistically, Taran, go on, mate. What are you going to say?
The 18 game narrative we're running. We're 18 games unbeaten, and we debunked it. We've played 15 Premier League games, so let's keep our feet in the Premier League. Yeah. Over the next 15 Premier League games, do you think our 2-point lead grows, stay the same, or disappear?
I said at the start of the anyone that knows me, that follows me a lot, I don't change. I don't change no matter where I go, what panel I go on. I stick to my principles. If I'm wrong, I hold my hands up, but I stick to my principles, wrong or right. And I said at the start of the season that we won't be top on Christmas Day. That's what I said. I still believe that we won't be top Christmas Day. I think City will be top Christmas Day. We'll get 3 points against Wolves. And then the following game against Everton, I think we'll lose. I've said that. I know it hurts. And I know people are saying, oh, you're negative DJB and all of that. But I can't flip-flop. I said we'd lose against Villa. I called that. I said we'd drop points at Sunderland. I called that. And that's not me being big-headed. It's just me being realistic. And as I said, I'm realistic. And I just think we'll lose points. I think we'll drop points against Everton. And the home game against Brighton, again, I think it's a banana skin. I think we could draw that one. And I just think that City will be top come Christmas. If not Christmas Day, by the end of the Christmas period going into the new year. That's what I think.
Yeah, I hear it. I fully hear that. And I've always been of the opinion that for us to win this Premier League, we have to do what Liverpool did in 1920 and last year. You have to start strong and finish strong, because this team has never demonstrated that we can chase anyone down. We've demonstrated we can't even keep an 8-point lead. So in the event that City go above us, then I just don't see it. I've never seen Pep bottle a lead.
No. Once they go ahead, even Shane said it, once they go ahead, they'll stay ahead.
And the thing is, they're doing this without their Ballon d'Or winner. Without him, he comes back, and Pep is not going to rush him back. He'll find a way to outscore teams 5-4, whatever. It won't always be about control. It'll be about 3 points. And I do believe if we go behind in this December period, then all of a sudden, the mood in the camp, and then the players, you have to ask, do these players?
It's that mentality thing again, isn't it, bro? It's that mentality thing again.
Do they believe? Because I do believe these guys want to play football, DJ. I do believe they want to go out there and put teams to the sword.
Yeah, 100%. It's not.
But I don't believe they're allowed to do it.
Players. It's not the players. We know that. We know it. We had a team last year that should have won the Carabao Cup minimum. Aaron. That squad. People keep saying, "Oh yeah, we're much stronger than this year." We were stronger last year and the year before. We had a good team.
Even if we were stronger this year, DJ, we're using the same 15 players. If that, the same 13 players.
Exactly. That's what we said. We're stronger this year, but we're still relying on the same players that failed last year and the year before.
Yeah. So, and I can argue last year, Thomas Partey played better than Zubimendi has over these past 15 games.
Oh, mate, Partey's a big miss this season. I'm sorry. Aston Villa don't win that game with Thomas Partey.
Yeah. So maybe, matter of fact, most of the games that we did lose with Partey and the team is when Mikel put him at right back.
Yeah. Fulham at home that time when he's putting him up and dropped Gabriel that game, didn't he?
Yeah. So the Arteta tax is real for anyone who just think we're just here waffling and just trying to have a go at the manager. Like, we've seen enough evidence not to have any confidence in him because we see what pressure does to him. And if we lose the lead in December, that's pressure, and he doesn't react well to pressure. Ever.
Absolutely. Good evening, Miss Melina. Big evening. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Good evening. Make sure everyone's in. Make sure that you're all subbing and smashing a like. I can't stand. I'll tell. Yeah, this is what annoys me. I mean, last season done me, Taran. That was really hurtful last season. And I'm going to be honest with you. When we crashed out of that Carabao Cup against Newcastle, I really thought we'd win that cup. I really thought I was going to go to Wembley and we were going to go to Wembley and watch that cup final. And I really thought we'd get over the line in that. When he crashed out against that miserably against Newcastle, that for me was like, no, I want him gone. And to rub salt on the wounds, we were finished after 8 minutes against PSG in the current Champions League.
Yeah.
8 minutes and we was out of that cup. We was never going to get that back.
Yeah. And the thing is, there's a reason why we were finished, because that weekend, Enrique rotated his entire squad. Arteta played everybody because he was obsessed with getting the second. He wanted to get that second place, so he played everyone. And after the first 10, 15 minutes, I think we huffed and puffed and gave it a go. But for the rest of that game, we had nothing. And then Vitina just bossed it. We had nothing. They had nothing to fear. Like Aston Villa gave him a better game over 2 legs.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Well, the PSG, the manager, when the manager was mocking Arteta, wasn't he? Not bad for a farmers' league and all of this.
Yeah.
He said his toughest game was against Aston Villa.
Yeah. They gave him a better game. They did. Villa gave him.
And then we had all of the fans saying, "Oh, we'll smash PSG." And I kept saying, I remember being on a stream and saying, "Have you seen what they've done to Liverpool?" Liverpool were flying at the time, and they absolutely mullered them in Paris. And I said, "You think we're beating PSG in the semi-final?" And what's he doing? He's going straight back to the same old tactics. But yeah, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. But yeah, smash your like, guys. Taran, before we go, my friend, I just want to get your thoughts on the Champions League. If you was to pick one, what one would you want to win?
Premier Champs.
Everyone knows the one I want to win.
Premier Champs.
Huh?
Premier Champs.
Premier Champs.
DJ, I am going with the Champions League. I have seen my club. So there it is. So the last time there's this photo behind me right next to my Arsenal thing. The last time it was May 19th, 2004, when we won the Premier League. I watched us win the Premier League, then got on a C-17 and went to Afghanistan for a year. That's wow. So, but I've seen it, right? I've seen it. I've seen us win the league at Old Trafford. I've seen all these things. I need to be geared so that we can sit at the big boy table with the rest of them, man, and sing Champions of Europe. Because I do believe if we win the Champions League, there's nothing these guys don't believe they can do. And we probably go on to win more Premier Leagues. But the Champions League, very difficult to win, but you put 6-7 runs together in the knockout round. But yeah, if I had to choose gun to head, I'm taking the champs.
Do you know what?
I don't begrudge anyone who says the Premier League because we haven't won it in so long. But I'm saying
I understand. And the great Brian Clough said, you can win a cup at any time because it's what you do on the day. It's what you do on the day. It's what luck you get in the draw, and it's a one-off. To win any title, you have to be consistent day in, day out. What you do on the training ground, what you do every day in, day out, flawless to win the Premiership. And I get that. It is the hardest one to win.
It is.
However, for the club of size of Arsenal, the fact that we have never won the Champions League is something we need to put right. And it's not just this manager. It's all the managers that are in the past. George Graham is the last manager that had success in Europe. One of our only successes, really.
Yeah.
But for a club the size of Arsenal, that's why I want to win the Champions League. Not only that, you see it all trolling, didn't you? Aston Villa mocking us about the Champions League.
Yeah.
The guy, I don't know if you've seen it, the guy on the phone giving it like, have anyone seen it? Yeah. And they're all laughing and cheering. I sit above the away fans. That's all they sing. Forest come, sing it. That's all they sing.
Yeah.
And I'm just sick and tired of it. And it for me, I would take the Champions League over the Premiership all day long.
I would
but coming back, let's just get this. Big up, my friend. Big up, Lawrence. Waiting to challenge you and Jez in the quiz next Tuesday. Well, Jez is going to be the host. He won't be dishing it. He'll just be dishing out the questions, Lawrence.
I'll be watching that.
It's not me you got to worry about, brother. It's Kenny Ken.
Oh, Kenny
Ken is just like, listen. I think Kenny Ken was born in another life. I reckon he's come from another planet, mate. He's knowledge is ridiculous. Crazy. But big up, Lawrence. Big up, my friend. Yeah. So I mean, that's where I stand. But no, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. Taran, where can everyone find you? Shout your channel out. Tell everyone what you got coming up. And when he does, people, make sure that you sub to him.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me, DJ. Big up to you. Big up to the chat.
Brilliant show, mate. Honestly, it's been a fantastic show. I've really loved it. Respect 100, my friend.
Yeah, it's at BBK Sports. Find me on that and all the socials. But I do stream content daily. I do my daily football digest right around 3 p.m. UK time every day. So you can check me out. And if you want some more accountability, hit with some Arteta hate. Hate in quotation mark, but it's more accountability. But big up to the chat, and thank you for having me, man. It's been a pleasure. I can't believe it's been an hour and 40 minutes already. Felt like I just sat down.
You know what? I can't, and I'm sorry I've kept you that long. But you know, we had Potts raid. We had all our raids come over, and for all those that have come over from Dan Potts, really much appreciated. Thank you very much. Put a sub on the channels, guys. You haven't got to follow us, but put a sub on the channels. It does help. But please, whatever you do, smash a like on this. If you've enjoyed the stream and you've liked it, just smash a like on it. It does help the channel, especially the smaller ones like ours. So make sure that you put a sub on the channel. Big up DJB and my brother, Salu BBK. Thanks, Lux, as always. Absolute legend. Hope you're well, brother. Let's get through. Martin Tap. Nice show, lads. Thank you very much. Great show as always, DJB Kawaja. Big up. Put Taran in the title, bro. He should have been pinned in there. Mods, put his Kawaja's the man. Kawaja, get Taran's or Taran. I think you're a mod. You can put your channel up. Yeah, you're modded, and you're a mod on here, aren't you? Are you a mod on here? You should be.
I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Let me see.
You should be. Yeah, big up to everyone that's on here. No, thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, man. Big up to the chat. Legendary chat as always. Where I go?
Is it there, brother? Is it there? Is it there? It's there somewhere.
It's in there somewhere. I don't know. I had no idea I was modded.
Pretty sure you are. If not, you should be. Let's see. But I want to see who's live. But no, big up to everyone that's in. Everyone, thank you very, very much. Let's see who's live.
Yeah, I don't see anyone that we
No.
That's
no. Okay, people. No, but big up to everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been an absolute. There it is. Make sure we got it. YouTube.com BBK Sports. Make sure you sub to Taran. And make sure you sub to the Arsenal Huddle. There it is, DJB, the Arsenal Huddle. And hopefully we'll see you soon. What have I got coming up? I'll have the Sunday sit back. We'll have obviously talk about the big up Lynch as well, my friend. We'll obviously talk about the Wolves game. Hopefully we've got about 5 goals to talk about. That'd be great. Club Brugge. Oh, I'm on the Mingle tomorrow. Me and Norsky are back doing the midweek Mingle, Taran.
Sweet.
Back doing the midweek Mingle. We talk about Arsenal. We talk about Arteta. And then we just talk about crazy stuff. We just have a little laugh and we talk about years gone by and what you used to wear and what you used to eat. It's all madness. We'll have a few Christmas things going on as well, which is madness. But yeah, got the Mingle coming back. So big up to everyone. Hope you're well. Arsenal must win tomorrow, or at least a point will do. Against Wolves, we should be smashing them. If we don't, there'd be questions. If he doesn't play the right team, there'd be questions. And if he doesn't rotate, there'd be questions. Here be BBK Sports. I'll be the Arsenal Huddle. We are out of here. Take care, people.
You got a super.